If you won $20 million, what changes would you make in your life? Rest of my life. As long as it holds up, invest some. Put about 50k, 60k into college accounts for my nieces and nephews. Otherwise it gets locked into a savings account until they are at least mid-20s. Pay off some of my family's debt. Drop to part-time for the first few years, and then retire real early, and just do my day-to-day life I do right now, but with a few more trips back home, few states away during the year. Possibly invest in some of my best friends' ventures, as long as they are serious. Quit my job and not have regular, full-time employment for the rest of my life. I'd pay off my house so I no longer have a mortgage. But I wouldn't move to a new house. I like my house. Other than that, I wouldn't change a ton about my lifestyle. I'd probably hire a contractor to do a decent amount of work though. I'd expand my deck and possibly even add a new floor to the house. I'd save a bunch. And when my kids get a bit older, for right now, I'd take them on trips to visit all kinds of places. I think it would be a huge worrying for me to have 20 million, to be honest. Most people who have that kind of money either burn it on useless stuff or get obsessed with wanting more. I'd change my car, get a couple of motorbikes I have on my wish list, set up my son so he does not have to worry, quit work, travel and live with peace of mind. As for charity, I'd help people who need it as I go along, and not giving sums of money to charities to divulge only a small percentage to those in need. Debt-free, new similar-sized but with a bigger kitchen house. I don't want a mansion or anything crazy, but I love to bake and my kitchen is smaller than kitchens in previous apartments. I just want more space to bake, and admittedly a better neighborhood, more walkability with better school options for the kids. The nearby elementary ranks like 1,200 out of 1,500 in the state. To work. Other than that, nothing crazy immediately. Get a financial advisor. Buy a home. Go back to college. Pay off my parents' debt. Put aside money for my sibling to go to college. Finally be able to afford groceries. Get a good gym membership. Invest some of my money. Give to charities that support a good cause. I'm still keeping my job. But I won't work myself to death. And last but not least, travel. Pay off my debt to almost forgot that. And I would help one of my good friends with their medical bills. Getting a luxurious home in my hometown. New food recipes every day. Gonna buy a supercomputer or try to build one if possible, so I can play games or do anything at any difficulty. One unfortunate thing about it is that this is quite possibly never gonna happen. I'm not even trying to live my current life as it is. That doesn't stop me from dreaming, though at least I'm happy in my dreams no matter how miserable I'm. I would put all of it into investments using a financial planning service. I would live as I do for at least the next 5 years and only dip into the money for a house. After that, I will let it grow until the yearly return in around $100,000, $150,000. After that, I will depart from my job and pursue things that actually fill me with joy and interest. Nanny and a chef. Buy 2 condos for my aunts. Book a 3-month family trip for after Christmas to escape winter. Renovate, fix the house. Renovate, fix my mum's house. Then just enjoy life with the family. I'd still work, but I'd do the jobs I want at work, and not the ones I need to survive. Both my and my family's debts would be erased. I would go to college without worrying about money. Buy a comfy home, nothing huge, just big enough for me with some land, and invest the rest of it. I'd probably still work because I actually like working the career path I've chosen. ITY ownership, selling long-term ownership per watt purchase, so that the loan operating payback costs for faster folk got energy cleaner cheaper long-term as owner-operators of such a scheme. And a small place in the French Alps. Start the business I've always wanted to start. Get my fiancée to quit her mentally draining nursing job in palliative care, and buy us a house. I'll continue working and building my business on the side. And we take a vacation and go traveling once or twice a year. Buy a decent house. Switch from full-time to part-time work for both of us. Spend more time with my daughter. Invest the rest and live a good life. At the end of my life, give the house and 1 million to my daughter. Donate the rest to a good cause. I would quit my job and not work for one. I would invest most of the money into funds that pay out dividends and live off that while the money compounded off interest for a few years. The money I didn't invest, I would go enjoy whatever I want to do. Buy a modest house. Pay off my SO car and student loans. Buy myself a newer car. Make sure my mum and my brother are comfortable and then get nicest the rest. Probably still work or go back to school and find something I'm passionate about. I would be able to do fun things every week with my family and friends. Lots of dinners out. I'd stop working just so I'd have a lot more time for life. But I have a very big hobby. Oh, I think he still feel full. Also, I'd make a community garden. Why appears that I'm still working remotely? I'll invest everything in stocks, funds, crypto, ETF, and get paid by dividends and spend that money only while the investments over time raises in value too. Buy a house I want for 400,000, 700K. Buy new car 40, 70,000 and a few cars as projects because I love cars. Help a few friends. Keep 500K in a rainy day account. Invest the rest. Let's say 17 mil with a professional and be set for life. I'd cut my shifts at work down a few hours because I don't know what I'd do without some work. Definitely buy a house. Buy a car. Spoil my parents because they deserve it. Working less would also give me more time for hobbies. I'd be rid of my outstanding debts and probably will move and change jobs I'm posted somewhere because government paid for my postgraduate studies. If I want to leave before the agreement expires, I have to pay a fine. It might be delusional, but I don't think I would change a lot as I genuinely really like my life, so wouldn't want to do anything drastic. Not having to work and having the mortgage paid off would leave me pretty content. Put it in something safe that pays about 5% interest. Live off 2, which should easily be $250,000 after taxes in the beginning. Put the other 3 back in the kitty to mitigate inflation somewhat. No more work ever again. I wouldn't have to worry about 90 of my problems anymore. I could live my life how I want to and I could get all the things I ever wanted and more. I could also improve the lives of all my friends and family. I have about $2,000 worth of debt as I don't own a house. I'd clear that and then invest and do my best to create generational wealth. I'd also set aside a chunk to buy myself a house with my wife. Quit my soul-destroying job and go to drama school. Pay off my family's and close friends' mortgages debts. Take everyone I know on a big fancy holiday. Then sit down and think about my next steps. Buy my 2 kids a house $3 million. Pay off our mortgage $550,000. Buy a weekender on the beach $1.5 million. Buy my sister a house and car $3.5 million. She's in Sydney. Buy us a house in Sydney too. Save the rest. Pay off loans mine and my parents. Set up investments for myself and my parents. Build a rescue shelter that can be sustained by said investments. Buy homes for myself and my parents. Travel. Stop working. Move to Canary Island. Pursue my hobbies and live a happy life with no excesses. Realistically, I think I would just want my current salary without any working hours involved. I'd leave my current job and set up my own gym to give some trainings, etc. The rest will likely remain the same. Maybe a new car and some renovations at my current home. But the rest, IDK. I would continue to work. It would teach my daughter ethic and drive. Would pay off the in-laws' debts and retire them and my dad. Not a whole lot would change. But I'd have a boat LOL. Pay off debts. Get a degree or 2 in something I enjoy. And I know doesn't pay well. Do more traveling, etc. I would try to spend it wisely while still enjoying more things in life. I'd start buying Kellogg's cornflakes instead of the supermarket's own brand. Kellogg's are a bit better, but not worth the $200 price hike over the own brand. Oh, and buy a Lambo, too. I would increase the amounts I donate. I'd also establish some scholarships, but I'd set up competent boards to administer them, so they wouldn't really result in changes in my life. Go up north. Way up there. Build a nice one-bedroom bungalow heated by wood, and settle down to some much-needed peace and quiet. All the life. It would be so nice. I will start talking to my family, friends a lot more, and I would constantly ask for loans, while living a flashy lifestyle. They themselves will leave me alone in peace. Wait a full year before I do anything drastic and think, OFC pay off loans is the first thing I'd do, but telling anyone outside of me wife would be detrimental IMO. The first thing I would do is move away from here. Then I would find the best medical practice in the country and try to figure out what's going on with my health. Quit my job, pay off my mortgage and travel the world for 2 years. Buy a nice car. Then just continue living like normal when I'm done with those things. Well, opening my own business would be easier if I didn't have to think about the costs. I probably would buy the building to save rent for my business, buy a house and some land, invest some for retirement, pay for my siblings and kids' education, and if there's any leftover, make it into a scholarship grant. Not that much, I guess. I'll pay off my mortgage, maybe permit myself some more luxury. But I'm pretty happy as is. So I hope I wouldn't change that much.